ሰላም ጤና ይስጥልኝ ውድ ተማሪዎች፣ ባለፈው ለፌዝ ኢኩሊብሪየም ጀምረን ነበር። ያንን ቪዲዮ ላይ የሳውንድ ወይም የድምጽ ችግር ነበር። እሱን በማሻሻል ዛሬ ስለ ፌዝ ዲያግራም እናቀርባለን። ስለ ፌዝ ዲያግራም ከሚኒንጉ ስንጀምር ፌዝ ዲያግራም is a rough graph that is drawn with pressure versus temperature. This phase diagram expresses different forms of substance based on temperature and pressure. At different conditions, a substance can exist in different phases. This phase diagram can illustrate these conditions. Therefore, the phase diagram has this form. We have pressure, here pressure versus temperature graph. Temperature graph in degrees Celsius, and usually pressure is in atmosphere, ATM. Now, this phase diagram has the following features. It has a unique point, which is known as triple point, and we have three lines or curves. This is the three curves. Now, this has three regions: the solid region, and the gas region, and the liquid. From this you can say a substance can exist in the form of solid at high pressure, low temperature, and a substance can exist in the form of gas at high temperature and low pressure, and it can exist in the form of liquid as intermediate. Now this is what you call the phase diagram. Now this phase diagram has four features. There are four features. There are four features in phase diagram. Phase diagram. The first one is the feature of this phase diagram is the three regions. Has three regions. The phase diagram has three regions. We have three regions in the phase diagram: the solid, the liquid, and the gas region, we call it. And the second one is the phase diagram has three lines. Which are the following. These are solid liquid boundary. That is a curve. The other one is liquid gas boundary line, and the third one is solid gas boundary boundary lines. Now these are the lines. The third feature of this one is the points, the unique point, critical point, the unique point in the phase diagram, critical point. And the fourth feature of the phase diagram is the triple point. These are the four features of this phase diagram. Now let's see them as one by one. In a case of the three regions, I told you that the feature of phase diagram is where we have two important points. The first point is critical point. Critical point is the point where the substance exists in the form of gas and liquid. Now, when we see here the critical point, we have critical temperature and the critical pressure. Critical temperature. This is the maximum temperature for a substance to exist in the liquid form. The maximum. This is the maximum. Maximum temperature for a substance, for a given substance exists in the liquid form. If the temperature is above this critical temperature, the substance will never condense back to liquid. It will never condense back. It will never condense back if the temperature is above critical temperature. For example, critical temperature for a water is 374 degrees Celsius. And the critical pressure we have also. This is the maximum temperature for a water to exist in the form of liquid. Beyond this temperature, we never get water in the form of liquid. Never. Here we have another important point here. The point is critical pressure. Critical pressure is, this is for water. Just for water. Critical point for water. Critical pressure is the minimum pressure required to liquefy the substance at its critical temperature. It is critical temperature. For example, the critical pressure for water is 280 atm. A water can be liquefied when we apply 280 atm at 374 degrees Celsius. If the temperature is beyond 374, we never liquefy by any pressure. We never liquefy the water. This is for water. Picture of phase diagram is about triple point. Here, in this case, a substance exists in three forms. We have liquid, solid, gas form of a substance coexist. Here, the phase 3, the component is for a pure substance 1, the degree of freedom is 0. That means environment. It is just a unique point for a given substance. It is only 1 point. That's why the degree of freedom is 0. Now, the three forms coexist here in the triple point. Now, substance, for example, the water, if you take for example, the water exists in three forms at a temperature of 0.01 degrees Celsius and a pressure of 0.006 atm. This is the triple point for a substance. You can see this is a triple point. And this one is a critical point. And this is a triple point. You can say here, a substance never exists in the form of liquid if the pressure is below the triple point. If the pressure is below the triple point, a substance exists in the form of solid and a gas. If the pressure is below triple point pressure, a substance never exists in the liquid. Therefore, this pressure is the minimum pressure for a substance to exist in the form of liquid. The minimum pressure to exist in the form of liquid.
ተላችሁ በጣም እናመሰግናለን። ቀጣዩን ቪዲዮዎችን ለማየት ከፈለጋችሁ ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ ላይክ በማድረግ ባላችሁበት እንዲደርሳችሁ ማድረግ ትችላላችሁ።